We're going to be ranking 10 popular mods from least scary to most scary, but before we jump into it, I have to put an honorable mention on here, which is going to be Starving Artist. I don't think Starving Artist is scary in a traditional sense, but it is terrifying in a way, right? This idea that artists can work themselves to the point where they are literally destroying their body and their mental health, frankly, it is one of those mods that really hits home because it goes away from this Friday Night Funkin' fantasy feel and gets more into a reality that humans actually deal with. Now, starting off at number 10 on our list, we're going to go with the Hank over Tricky, or you can just replace this with the regular Tricky mod, because for whatever reason, people find these mods scary. Now, honestly, I think that the Tricky mod slash the Hank over Tricky mod is just kind of epic, but I also understand why people might be freaked out by seeing Tricky or Hank. I mean, when you think about it, I guess both of these characters are associated with extreme violence, blood, and gore. So on some level, I understand why this one can make the list, but it's definitely going to be the least scary out of the ones I have on here. Next on our list is going to be Salad Fingers, and I know that for some of you that don't know Salad Fingers, he may not seem very creepy, but they actually did a pretty good job at toning him down in this one, because if you actually watch the series and you get to hear some of the things he says, some of the things that he does, you'll know why I find this guy so creepy and why he makes it over so many mods to get into this top 10. I mean, he literally put a kid into an oven, and that's all I'm gonna say. Dark Harvest actually creeped me out more than I thought it would. It's something about the corrupted faces on boyfriend and girlfriend that really just made me uneasy, especially when you pair that with the fact that they are going against Skid and Pump. It's something about them being corrupted and then going against these children that just makes me uneasy about this mod in general. Trollface I thought was going to be like a super funny mod, super laid back and chill, but it's something about the way that his face changes, the way his eyes bulge, and the way that the screen is always moving and rocking back and forth. All that added together actually made this a fairly creepy mod. I'm not going to say it terrified me, but it definitely wasn't as fun and light as I expected. The Sketchy Remastered mod reminded me a lot of the Spirit fight from week 6. The way he moves, he makes like these after images that are super creepy, and just his visual in general. They managed to take this little dinky sketch beast and turn it into a actual legit monster. Like you look at those hollow eyes, you look at the shaking, it reminds me a lot of Tricky in a way. This is a mod that definitely was more creepy than I was expecting. Trollish, just like Trollface, caught me off guard as well. I think the fact that he's like sitting back in these shadows at first really creeped me out, and then once he starts going through all these transformations, 14 total, half of those are super creepy as well, right? The bulging eyes, the angry face. All in all, not as light and funny as I thought it was going to be. Next is going to be the Crazy Girlfriend mod, and this one ranks so high for me because something about seeing Girlfriend as the actual enemy really made me uneasy, really didn't sit well with me, right? Because a lot of people say, well, Girlfriend is the first antagonist. Not really, right? Girlfriend is always on your side, right? Even in the mods where she doesn't come off as being like a good guy or a good person in general, she's never really against Boyfriend for the most part. And something about seeing them as legitimate enemies just kind of scared me way more than I thought it would. Weeks of Nightmares doesn't seem scary until you realize what the actual mod is doing and what message it's trying to get across. It's basically talking about dementia when somebody is losing themselves, like within themselves, and there's nobody there that can help you. And in a way, this is kind of like Starving Artist because it talks about an issue that is very real that people actually go through. And that sense of being alone, knowing that nobody can save you from whatever this is, does scare people, and definitely scared me like once I realized what this mod was about. So this one was very well done and way more depressing and scary than I think a lot of people expected. Horror Night Funkin' versus Pico was definitely one of the scariest mods. I mean, the visuals alone, just take a look at Pico first and foremost. My man looks like a whole monster. Then if you also just take the visuals in general, like this is one of the more creepy maps that they made. And then of course you got Girlfriend in the back. I mean, look at her. Do I have to say more? All in all, this is definitely one of the more creepy, definitely one of the scariest mods that I had the privilege to play. Number 1 on my list is weird because it's supposed to be like a joke mod, but it's mad creepy actually. Like they managed to make Starecrown even creepier, which is a huge feat, mind you. Something about him being corrupted, the tears coming from his eyes, that red glitchy background is just terrifying in a way. Starecrown was already creepy, and I think this just made him worse, and this isn't even his full week, so I can only imagine what the creator's gonna do with this guy when his full fleshed out week comes out. Make sure to put down in the comments what mods I should put for part 2 of this video, and also click on the end screen if you want to check out another video from me. Thanks for watching. This is Orseofkorse. Peace.